Alright then guys, so let's roll Kaspa's news that I have found for you on Twitter, and of course we are going to look at Kaspa's chart and overall market. Guys, if you are new, consider subscribing, and of course remember that this video is not financial advice, these are just my opinions on the market. Now, we've got Kaspa market. Kaspa FYI integration is live, and they're excited to announce that Kaspa FYI has fully integrated Kaspa market. Users can now view each ticker's volume and latest price directly on Kaspa FYI, making it easier than ever to stay updated on the market. Guys, I believe that's very bullish. Obviously another place to kind of trade these meme coins and basically KRC20 tokens, and this is how it looks like at the time of recording this video. Obviously it might gonna look totally different because I believe they just launched. So this is very good in my opinion. And now the next thing is that KNS, the first milestone roadmap. KNS vision has been clear from the start to create practical tools on Kaspa that empower builders and drive a broader adoption. With .cas domain text inscriptions, KNS encourages builders to innovate on Kaspa, and their first milestone will be the launch of Kaspa domain and text inscriptions. What comes after is even more exciting. So guys, phase 1 obviously already achieved. Phase 2 already achieved, right? We got KNS TG launch and wallet integration and marketplace integration, which I believe is exactly this. Now, the next thing in phase 3, that's going to be community and partnerships. That's going to be very big, the partnerships, right? And then official launch of KNS, and then future innovations. Guys, I believe this is another, piece of bullish news. And now we've got another thing, which is a piece of bullish news. So Kaspa Gigawatt stablecoin coming soon, right? And what is Gigawatt coin? So Gigawatt coin is a Kaspa native stablecoin, which is one of the most exciting developments announced. It will drive the zero carbon economy. Gigawatt coin is not just another stablecoin, it's financial instrument specifically designed for energy sector by real world assets. Renewable energy credits, carbon offsets, green bonds, physical energy infrastructure, and basket of select fiat assets. Guys, I think this is very bullish because obviously, that's another use case for Kaspa, right? And once things are going to start rolling, I believe Kaspa could be truly a beast. And now guys, another thing, Mr. Pompolinski posted this, so big shout out. He's saying that this is another reason to go heavy into Kaspa. A Paige Schiller, who's also a drug addict, apparently. Guys, I don't want to accuse anybody over here. Whatever you do, whatever he's doing in his private time is his business, but I'm just sharing that, right? So he got kicked from his own show and the rug pulled his own audience when it's coined. But basically people are saying in the comments is that people are doing this because they are just basically scared that more people can jump into project that's going to achieve success in the future, just like for example all of these big institutions were shitting on BTC, right? So perhaps this is the case. Obviously I'm just throwing it out there guys for you to consume. Anyways, let's move, because Crypto Rover is basically saying that this is where we are with BTC, and I would potentially agree with this dude, right? Obviously, don't get me wrong, this is not for altcoins, but for BTC, we are still yet waiting for this thrill and euphoria phase, which can potentially lead BTC to, let's say, 150k, 180, perhaps even 200 if we are going to see euphoria phase. So guys, altcoins obviously are lagging behind, and I believe that we still have some time. And also Mr. Max is pointing that as well. Altcoins market cap is just testing its previous all-time highs, and the last time this happened, alts went vertical. This time is different? Well, that's a great question, right? Because we see what happened, right? So let's see, in 2018-2017 cycle was exactly the same thing, right? We had this chop. Obviously there is no horizontal line that leads us back to the previous cycle, but whatever, right? We had the vertical price action in 2017, right? Then we've got 2021, the same case, as you guys can clearly see. After this retest, we had this situation, and now guys, we've got altcoins in this cycle are basically doing exactly the same thing. Okay, so I believe that the best is yet to come in this cycle. And now guys, looking at ETFs, right? Don't worry, we are going to look at Kaspa, but firstly I would like to put everything into perspective. All right, so ETFs for BTC, we've got 428.9 million USD, and now Ethereum ETFs. That's very important guys, because that money is also going to be flowing out of Ethereum, and it's going to be flying into smaller cap projects. So as of yesterday, 13th of December, we had only 23 mil, which obviously is not great, but still good enough. And now guys, Kaspa is at number 41 in terms of ranking. Market cap is still above 4 billion USD, and the volume decreased from 200 100 and something, as I remember correctly from yesterday, and we've got 147, right? But obviously guys, this is just short term, right? We are sitting at 88.2% mined for Kaspa, and now let's finally have a look at the chart of our beloved Kaspa, guys. All right, first of all, apologies and thank you to one of the subscribers that basically pointed out that we are experiencing a head and shoulder pattern on 4 hourly, and this is something that I would like to point out in this video, because this person was definitely right and I forgot to mention about it, guys. So we are still early, I believe, for this target, right? We got the left shoulder, we got head in here, and then we've got the right shoulder. Okay, of course it doesn't necessarily say that we are going to see, you know, 100% move towards the downside now, just because, you know, the pattern is here, right? But we can technically consider this is the case, right? So let's measure the technical target, and then we are going to compare it with liquidity. All right, I think that would be the best way to kind of determine this. All right, so let's say that line will be roughly here, but also another thing is that we've got this line in here, which could potentially could be a support. That's going to be roughly at 13 cents. Guys, damn, I don't want to say that Kaspa is going to dip into 14 cents, all right? But obviously these are just technicals, all right? So that obviously coincides with this level of the overall support in here, right? We got a couple of confirmations, well, here as well, and let's see what's going to happen. And guys, before we are going to look at liquidity, make sure that you check out Tangem wallet if you want your Kaspa to be safe. So Tangem wallet doesn't only support Kaspa, it supports many different crypto projects, and it's definitely a much better way to store your crypto outside of exchanges on which anything might happen pretty much. And a cool feature in here is that you can actually swap your Kaspa or whatever other asset for USDT inside of the application. I believe that's a good deal. You don't necessarily have to send the money there to exchanges. Anyways, with my discount code, you can get minus 10% off, and you can find the links to Tangem below this video. And now guys, looking at crypto fear and greed index, we are sitting at 83. So that little pump for BTC basically pushed, you know, the overall greed towards the upside, but whatever. Let's have a look at the liquidity firstly for BTC and then Kaspa, and then we are going to see if the price target with the head and shoulder kind of matches the liquidity levels. So Binance BTC, everybody is longing at the moment on the daily, and on 7 daily we've got liquidity, well, over 8 billion USD worth of longs on a weekly on all of the exchanges for BTC. So now let's have a look at the heat map for BTC. This is Binance perpetual 24 hours. So guys, I believe that Bitcoin could potentially drop to levels of 99k. Let me actually zoom this thing in a little bit. So you've got 99k $600 roughly, okay, and then probably build up momentum towards the upside. Of course guys, the price can actually move towards the upside as well, right? We can expect that volatility between, you know, these ranges, let's say. But let's have a look quickly on the weekly heat map for BTC. So still guys, I wouldn't be surprised if BTC would liquidate everybody again, because why not, and then gear up towards these bigger levels. Now guys, let's have a look at our beloved Kaspa. So Kaspa on, let's say, Binance, these guys got the biggest liquidity, so now more people are shorting Kaspa on a daily, at least on Binance. Now let's have a look at all of the exchanges for our beloved Kaspa, and now everybody is shorting Kaspa. So let's have a look at the heat map. Kaspa on Binance, 1 weekly. Let's actually change it to a smaller time frame first. All right, so 12 hours, we've got liquidity in this area, 16 cents 5. All right, so now guys, that doesn't necessarily gonna kind of coincide with the target that I've just mentioned about, right? It doesn't always coincide. So let's actually go to 48 hours for Binance at least. So well, at least based on the liquidity, it's kind of unlikely that the price might gonna drop to these, you know, 13 cents levels. Most likely, at least based on this heat map, we could see the price of Kaspa going towards 16 cents 5, then potentially 16 cents 7. Guys, besides Kaspa and everything else, let's actually have a look of where we are in this cycle, right? Because that's very important. So first of all, I would like to cover BTC's dominance. So guys, 4 hourly, obviously small time frame. Nobody really cares about 4 hourly that much, at least for Bitcoin's dominance. So guys, what I see in here is basically bear flag. So the dominance basically, you know, dropped, and then it's going towards the upside, right? This is just a so-called bearish retest of this level, in my personal humble opinion, of course, not a financial advice, and then dump towards the downside, which obviously would be very beautiful for our altcoins. But guys, zooming out, right, we still have a lot of potential. Okay, I believe that what we have just seen for altcoins, you know, in the last month, let's say, is just a pre-taste of what is going to happen in a full-blown bull cycle, right? And of course, guys, we are in a bull cycle right now, right? But obviously market is stagnating, and I believe that altcoins, well, most of the good altcoins are going to be going vertical, just like, you know, ADA did. Let's go to USDT dominance right now, and let's have a look what's going on in here, right? Because this thing going up is nothing good for us. Okay, so guys, you probably remember that I was mentioning about potential head and shoulder formation here for USDT dominance, which in this case is going to be a bullish thing. We can potentially argue that this is a shoulder, whatever. This is definitely going to be the head, and then you've got the right shoulder. Okay, so if that thing is going to dump in coming days, hopefully days, not weeks, then we are going to see, you know, much bigger prices for our beloved altcoins. And now, guys, speaking about another dominance, others dominance. So you see what is going on in here. I am not saying that this is a bear flag, but potentially could be the same case as BTC's dominance. Okay, well, at the end of the day, one of these dominance will have to kind of drop. I believe that, you know, what's next is actually BTC's dominance is going to drop, and this one is going to push towards the upside. Okay, so let's not be worried about this bear flag for now, and let's, you know, kind of assume that altcoins dominance is trying to kind of, you know, smash through this level of resistance, and we have a lot of way to go. All right, so now if you are new, you're probably asking yourself a question: is it good time to buy Kaspa? Well, looking at Kaspa's chart on a zoomed out perspective, of course, it would be great to buy in here. If everybody would be buying in here and holding until here, everybody would be obviously so rich. So guys, looking at the perspective of Kaspa, well, I believe from the standpoint of previous all-time highs, I believe it's definitely better to purchase Kaspa now rather than wait until Kaspa is going to see its previous all-time highs or even beyond that, right? Because this way you're kind of up 32% roughly from the standpoint of previous all-time highs. And guys, if you want to actually purchase Kaspa or something else, you can find BitChinex and Bybit links in below this video. Okay, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and as always, have a great weekend. Peace and love, crypto.